steps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
All right, bro. Next topic. Coco Jones, brother. So Coco Jones, this is Charlemagne starting an interview with Coco Jones. I assume was this week in New York and stuff like that. The week of Coco releasing her latest album. Let me see the name of the album. Show her some love. When it comes to new music this week, I have not listened to any new music. I've listened to who I listened to. I listened to the Thug and Future song, like a little bit of that, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't listened to it because I'm working the draft. I have to say that I'm working the draft. I know someone was like, they were in my comments with the Candace Owens video, and they were like, "You don't even respond to your people, and you only got 4 people in the comments, and only got 4,000 subscribers." It's like, bro, like I'm working. I'm working like different hours than I usually would because of the draft. Like if the draft just comes on later. What's the name of the album, bro? What's the name of the album? Why Not More? Okay, it's Why Not More. So shout out to you know what I'm saying? Why Not More? Shout out to Duty Savage. Shout out to all my recently searched artists, Digital Nas, Donald Glover as always, DJ Drama, Caribou. But yeah, y'all make sure y'all caught Why Not More from Coco Jones. If you're here for a music review, I didn't listen to the album because I see the numbers going up and stuff for people in here. But yes, Charlemagne started off the interview at Breakfast Club for 2 minutes explaining that Def Jam did not send Breakfast Club the album into the morning of the interview, and then so they didn't have time to listen to the interview. What I wanted to say with this of interviews with artists, I've definitely been in the shoes of just like interviewing so many artists back to back to back that I possibly couldn't listen to everybody's full project. Or like I remember when I interviewed Gus Johnson, I didn't watch the his documentary that I was doing the interview for. He said, "Wait, Rashad, before he said, have you watched the documentary?" I said, "No." He said, "Okay, well, I have some time. Watch the documentary. It's an hour, and then come back on the Zoom link." I said, "Okay, bet." And the interview was just much better because, you know, we're talking about what he actually was there to talk about. When you go into an interview with someone and they're obviously on a promo run or they want to promote something and you didn't listen or pay attention to the thing that they're promoting, the interview is literally just like it opens the air for, you know, just having a random conversation. A lot of times viral moments and great interviews come from those random conversations, 100%. But still, artists, what I've, you know, kind of like seen just as a journalist, as a media person, it's like artists and athletes, whoever you're interviewing, the subject, they respect you more when you've done your research and you're speaking about the things that the whole interview is happening about. They just respect you more. Like if you're interviewing an athlete and you ask them about specific things in their game, like I remember Diamond Miller, that's one of my favorite interviews because like she was like complimenting me in the middle of the interview. I was like, "I like your game because, you know, you do this and you do that and you really can use you use your length really well, or you can use like 2-3 steps to get to your spots on the floor and you scoop layup and you finish well around the basket." She's like, "I really like this interview. Thank you." Like, how did you notice that? You know, you notice those things. And it's like the same thing. You guys seen Manny Supreme on here a couple days ago. If you haven't, make sure you check that out. And then another interview with Manny Supreme out now on the channel. So, you know, with Manny is like, "Bro, you have the best interviews because like you actually be paying attention to this stuff. Like you actually be listening to the music and stuff, as opposed to just, yeah, man, you this, you that." And the artists respect you so much for that. They said Envy left the studio before this interview, and I think Envy definitely has a little PTSD from the entire Chloe situation, Chloe Bailey. So for those of you who don't know, years ago, DJ Envy went viral because Chloe Bailey was up at the Breakfast Club and they were having this entire conversation. And I forgot what Envy said, but Envy said something like, "You don't do this, you don't do that." And then like Chloe just stopped him in the middle of the interview, was like, "Have you heard my entire album yet?" He said, "No, I haven't had the opportunity to." And she said, "Okay, bet. Well, I don't want you speaking about my music no more. And it went viral. It was a big thing. Um, I definitely think, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand as a media personality when you have interviews every single day and interviews back to back to back, you're not going to be able to check out every single thing of the person that you're interviewing and stuff like that. You're not going to see every movie, every documentary, read every book, especially read every book or watch or listen to every album before you interview the artist. But for as much as you can, make sure you do that and take notes, so you can relay a lot of that stuff to the artist, and have a engaging conversation and have this type of respect for everybody, for sure. So those are my words on that subject matter. I'm speaking a lot about my job.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Change or Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.